Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Ignore my hair because I woke up like this. I can't even explain to you what it does after a shower. Today, we are doing the 12 worst book talk tropes that I could think of, ones that I have experience with, and then also ones that I just literally cannot fathom being published in a book. So if you're new here, subscribe, like, whatever you want to do, comment what your favorite trope is, because I have some favorite tropes. I have my top 3 at least, and they kind of all revolve around each other, so I don't know if that's cheating or not, but I want to know your favorite tropes. Also, 40% of my viewers aren't subscribed. Fake fans, fake watchers. I have done my own binge scrolling on the BookTok tropes before, and they have gotten out of hand. Yes, I was a 13-year-old reading Wattpad at one point. That's besides the fact. We are talking about the absolute most horrendous, possibly disgusting tropes that I can think of, all the way down to the best tropes that I'm proud to say that have blew up from TikTok, from the exposure of TikTok. Number 1, at the worst that I can think of, would probably be forbidden romance. That's actually repulsing. That went through every stage before being published and still got published. We're talking about books like these up top that I see, that I have read, the way that I've witnessed these books, and I cannot fathom other people reading them and then being influenced by them. No. There's ones where this book at the top, it's probably the first one I'll put on there. It's this book that has literally the cover of children's blocks, and it's this fantasy of this father figure or whatever growing up with his daughter, or soon not daughter related but daughter-ish, like a godfather would, and he's waiting until she turns 18 or waiting to be sexually active with her. Absolutely fucking not. Absolutely not. I'm gonna vomit, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna throw up. Along these lines are, and I'm trying not to judge with my whole heart, mafia romances. Cute, right? Funsies. Unless you're talking about a mafia romance where he literally whoops her, and there's ones okay, Haunting Adeline, where she goes through this whole thing and gets trafficked and all this stuff and has to go through that. Sorry, spoilers if you haven't read Haunting Adeline or Hunting Adeline, whatever the fuck it's called. Those books are borderline forbidden. They are forbidden, but borderline not okay. I don't know. It's honestly up to you what you guys like to read, what you will read. That is just woo. Tough category, not good for a lot of young viewers who are on TikTok, who are on BookTok specifically, who are literally commenting all this stuff in hype for these books, and I'm no. This is pedophilia, this is rape, this is terror. This is horrible. Do not read this. Do not be influenced by this. Next, on a lighter note, love triangles? I can't. I'm so sorry. I literally can't. I will vomit and cry. I will kill myself. Love triangles are the epitome of my demise. I literally, the second I realize that the book is falling into a love triangle, DNF. I cannot handle it. I will not survive it. Go ahead, cool polyamorous if you want to, but I cannot handle when it's this girl fighting over 2 boys at the same time. Yes, in movie history and show history, it has been really well done, or you'll be oh, The Summer I Turned Pretty, or Twilight, I'm team Edward, I'm team Jacob, I'm team Conrad, I'm team Jeremiah. Cool. But in a book, when you're trying to have her decide and she does some dumb shit and you're all right, I literally can't It pisses me off, it annoys me. I like monogamy. I like to have it be very like, she's gonna choose this one, and like she's sticking with this guy because she's sticking with this guy because he's a good guy, because he, you know. So these books all relate to love triangles that I have tried to read, that I have heard of, that I have looked at, and I just immediately, I couldn't do it. I'm so sorry. Next we have second chance romance. All right. Second chance romance just makes no fucking sense to me. It's like a trope for women who like to be degraded by stupid men, and who take men back after they do dumb shit and just make themselves look embarrassing. I can't tell you the amount of times I have read a book and it has been like, oh, they're like childhood best friends, and then he like does something horrendous, and then they don't talk for 20 years, and then they get back together, and it's like happily ever after. What do you mean? You're teaching like women, or like people who read these books, that it's okay for you to take back and be treated like that by someone you obviously like deeply loved or like deeply cared for, and you're teaching them that it's okay to take them back after their insane fucking behavior or like some shit that went down. Second chance romance in the I don't know, degree, as in like he didn't do anything wrong and they just like didn't work out because he like joined the military or something like that, and like they never saw each other again, and then when they do, like 20 years later, then they meet again, and it's like this whole thing, and he never did anything wrong to like cause her any fucking like harm, then that's fine. But like second chance romance in the aspect of like he literally like ruined her childhood. I can't. Friends to lovers. Alright, I'm gonna lose some people here. Friends to lovers, not my thing. As someone who really likes enemies to lovers, as you'll see later, I can't deal with friends to lovers because it doesn't have that same like, oh my god, like it doesn't have that same tension, that same build up as you would get with an enemies to lovers, as you would get with someone who has never met each other and they're just like meeting at a bar or like something like that. With friends to lovers, it's like kind of fucking boring, but I get the appeal and I get the way that it's like it would be wanting to be read by you. Like as someone who maybe had that exact situation growing up or something like that, like you had a neighbor, like you were, I don't know, friends with this one guy and you like never talked to him and like all that stuff. It's just not my cup of tea. And that's why it is on that orange scale. These books are like all friends to lovers. These are all ones that I've been like read and I've been like, ooh, okay fine, like I'll read it, but like okay fine, like it could be better. Then we have pregnancy trope. Pregnancy trope is a tough one for me. It's really cute to see like that bond grow between a man trying to like comfort a woman throughout her pregnancy, or like stuff like that. Like I like to see a man become a father. Like you get that, you find that admiration, that love for male main character when he's trying to like become that father figure, when he like really, he's like putting the kids to bed and like making dinner or like answering her pregnancy cravings. But when it comes to like pregnancy trope and they're being trapped into a relationship because of the pregnancy, I can't. There was one Elsie Silver book, which I think I put on here, where she got pregnant and tried to contact him and couldn't get a hold of him, and she just like raised the child, or no, I think like had the baby and something like that. I can't remember how old the baby was before they met again and stuff like that, but they met again, and then he found that it was his kid over the course of the book, and I felt so fucking bad for him. I think his name was Theo, and I literally was like, I'm never doing this. Why would you do this to me? Like I was like broken because of that pregnancy trope. I was like, fuck, why wouldn't you tell him? Like I get that she thought that it wasn't his and all that stuff. Anyways, read that book. That one's like a good pregnancy trope. I'll take it. I almost died from it, but it was good. Next, and one of those ones that I'm like, I don't know, age gap. Again, this is one that I'm like, if it's done right, then it's done right. And if it's not, then and like it's one of those ones that I like it can't in certain aspects. Also, ignore my, this is a PSA, ignore my fucking like dirty room. Let me clean up. Hold on, I'm gonna pause this fucking video. Okay, that's better. That's like my book cart, and like this is my bed, and like whatever. This is like really accepted in the book community, I would say. Age gaps are like the turn on, like the forbidden turn on for like smut readers or like stuff like that, like readers who like that aspect, like the forbidden, like taboo aspect. But it's in that one of those top categories for me because I cannot like stand some of these books who are just in it for creating a book about pedophilia. It is so bad. It is so bad. I cannot explain how many fucking books that I have read, and it's like he's like 37 and she's like 18, or like he's literally like her dad's like co-worker and she's the daughter. Yeah, so there's stuff like that. It's really like, I get that it, in that moment in that book you're like, ooh, but it's like like it's not good for like people who are like really young, that age, and they're reading that and then they're like, oh, I'm gonna get me a sugar daddy. I mean, like, go ahead, make that money, girl, but like you're gonna be traumatized and I'm not paying for your therapy. It's just like a rough subject. It's like some of it's good, some of it's like age gap that's like okay, but then some of it's like like too far. Red alert. Stop the book. Put the manuscript down. Put the pen down. Stop typing. You're done. Cut off. Next, going into the zone of like, okay, we're getting here. Calming down. Calming the waters. Fake dating. I really like fake dating. Fake dating is one of those tropes where I'm like because all you're doing is watching them like slowly like lose control over how much they like can avoid each other, or like how much they are trying to deny their connection. And it's like it's really common now. Like I read one beginning of this year, or no, last year. It was one of my first like BookStagram books that I did a review on. I forgot what it's called. I'll put it right here in case I totally forgot the name, which I think I did. It's always like a stupid reason. It's like it's like a totally avoidable reason, but to make the trope, they have to like fake date, and it's like the most cliche thing. Like, you know, Hallmark movies, basically all fake dating tropes are gonna be like centered as like a Hallmark movie. You can't like get past it. Like, it's just gonna be that, and you have to accept that. And these tropes I fall for like every single time. It's so stupid, so cliche. All of these books that are up here, like those are probably like the top fake dating books that I've read. And it's hard to find fake dating ones that are like different from Marriage of Convenience, which I'll talk about later too. But those fake dating is like next, I have a workplace romance. Workplace romance is another one I really like, but super toxic in real life. Gross. Workplace romance is so well done in books that are like to do with like corporate officing, or like there's ones like from Allie Hazelwood. She does that really well, and it's usually like STEM girlies. I love those ones. I feel like I'm learning STEM while I'm reading these books. I'm like, yeah, quadratic formula. Like, yeah, I know what centrifugal force is, but you don't fucking know what that is. These books all do workplace romance so much, so good, so good. They're all ones that are like really rememberable. Next, single dad, ex nanny or babysitter or whatever, godmother, the wee mama. These ones are to die for. I literally can't get over it. I will read every single one of these books over and over again. It's so good. It's so well done. These ones in the BookTok community, A+. I would say that it's like creating an unhealthy standard for nannies because it's like kind of weird. But all nannies are like single women ready to get married at their same age. There's no age gap. It's not like the single dad dating like the nanny who's like 13. It's like single dad who's dating the nanny who's like 39 and like is like has always wanted kids, who just got broken up with, and it's in that trope, you know, willing, consenting. It's not like a gross thing. Next, we have forced proximity. Forced proximity is I cannot get over forced proximity. It is literally the highlight of any book ever. Every time two main love interests, when they always meet and then when they always talk and have conversations, those are the highlights of the book. Like, you'll be reading some of the book, you'll be getting through the characters on the side having a conversation, you're like, yeah. And then you got the main POVs talking. Yeah. Next, we have the one and only enemies to lovers. Enemies to lovers is my personal kryptonite. Why did that take me an hour to think? Enemies to lovers is literally so well done, and it's been coming up in romantasy books recently, like a lot of like romance fantasy X books. Those have been like the big carrier of enemies to lovers recently. Like, he'll kill anyone but her. It's also really big in mafia books. Stuff that's like, where like he's like a murderer, or he's like a hitman or something, and he is like anyone but her. This was like a trope that I like first discovered when I was like getting into reading, because I remember I read like this series, and I'll put it up here. I read the Jack the Ripper and Me series or something like that. Books like that, they're all in that trope of enemies to lovers. I could be mentally insane. Those are the enemies to lovers books that I will die for every other day. And last but not least, we have Marriage of Convenience. This one is it's become my favorite, because at first I was like, okay, it's fine, and then I read it more and I was like, fuck this, I really like this. It's happy. It's not like there's no traumatizing fucking thing happening. This is very confused with like arranged marriages. Don't like that. Don't like when it's like not her choice, or like not, it's like, you know, a lot of these books are my best marriage of convenience books. I will die for them. I would kill for them. This is often like, I read a lot of marriage of convenience. They're like sports romances or like workplace romances, and they have to be married for like his contract, or like I read I'm trying to think, was it Break the Rules? Okay, it wasn't this one, but this is Brother's Best Friend trope. That's another one that'll do. I think it was Play Along by Liz Tomford. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. This one was so good. Seeing the bond slowly like move along, and they're growing into that actual like dating marriage like side is so I eat it up every time. So Marriage of Convenience would probably be my top one, my top go-to. Like, as soon as I see it's like fake dating or Marriage of Convenience, I'll just pick it up and go. I'll just pick, it's a drive-by. I literally will just steal it off the shelf, and like, well, I don't steal, I'm good. I have been reading a lot of Elsie Silver recently too, and that's mostly the fake dating, like Marriage of Convenience, like tropes. So is Liz. So is Liz Tomford. That's always like forced proximity. But yeah, those are my top books. Those are all the tropes that I have seen in BookTok recently that I've been like devoured in. And that's it. And those are all the books that I see for all these different tropes. I hope you got some book recommendations and some books to avoid. Unironically, from this video. Let me know what you want to see next. This is gonna stir some waters, cause some controversy. I can't wait. And I will see you next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, make sure you comment if you want to. Comment your favorite trope. I want to know what you guys like to read, and I'll do more videos off of that. Also, if you want to follow my BookStagram, it is right here. I will tag it in the description as well. And should I make a BookTok? I don't know. TikTok scares me. It's so literal and it's so scary and it's like it's a big fear of mine. But I might just start it for the fun of it and see where it goes. I don't know. If I do, you'll be the first to know. So I'll see you next time. Maybe when I have a BookTok. Bye, guys.